Well, here we are. I do my hair every Sunday. It's only Thursday. This is what she's looking like. I let her loose. I didn't put her in twists this week. And this is what she does. She told me she could be trusted. She did. But instead, she has us looking like we're running the streets with no boundaries. So she's back on restriction. And she's going back in twists until further notice. Hello, my neurodivergent curlies. Welcome back. If you were with me last week, it was really low energy. Didn't feel like doing my hair. Ended up doing a wash and go, let my hair out, and it was a disaster. I'll insert a picture somewhere if I figure out how to do it. So anyway, we're gonna try this again. And I thought I would take you through my process from the very beginning. I had to redo my hair last week in the middle of the week and put it back in twists, and so I did that. So this is how I wear it most of the time. I just put it in twists. I put it in my two little pigtails, cute little things like this. And then to put it away at night, I just wrap it back, take one of these, clip it, put my bonnet on, and I'm done. Easy peasy, because I work smart, not hard. And so here we are, starting our detangling process. And so last week I did a whole lot of rambling because it was just a bad week, and like I said, I actually found out why. My medication this month came from a different manufacturer from my first 2 months. Oh, you guys, big, huge difference. I'm gonna actually do a dedicated detangle and talk about the ADHD medication. But today I kind of just wanna, just talk in general about things. Actually, what I wanna do is I just wanna talk about hair care in general, because if you're new going natural, or if you've even been natural for a while, us with ADHD and autism, we struggle with that self-care. We struggle with, being able to do our hair effectively, quickly, and simply. And so, I tell you, this new medication has my brain all over the place. Hang on, I gotta look for my notes. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, with my medication being the way that it has been for me lately, I've noticed that it's almost like I'm more depressed and I've got low energy and, all of those sorts of things. And the anger and the depression has just been off the chain. And once I figured out that it was my medication coming from a different manufacturer, it just kind of changed everything for me. But also at the same time, I noticed that since my medication is not working as effectively, all of my ADHD idiosyncrasies and my autistic idiosyncrasies are really starting to show through. And so one of them is just being impulsive, the impulsivity of everything. And so how it leads to, before my medication, let's talk about that. I didn't realize that I was an impulse shopper. Didn't realize a lot of things, actually. And I couldn't explain to myself, why am I buying all of these things that I don't need? And to the detriment of like my credit score and my bills and all of that. I mean, even so far as, back in the 80s and 90s, when I was, in my 20s and 30s, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I would spend my whole paycheck and then not have anything to pay the bills with. And I remember thinking back then, why am I doing that? I know I need to pay my house payment, and pay utilities and stuff like that. And I couldn't figure out, what was going on with me. And once I realized that, now that I have ADHD and I was chasing that dopamine, I was like, oh my goodness, that explains a lot. So fast forward to 3 years ago, I'm deciding to go natural. I had been a straight natural for years. Maybe I'll do a hair journey. But I had been a straight natural for actually decades, like 2 decades. And I decided that I was tired of hot combing and flat ironing my hair. And because I wasn't taking care of my hair, I was getting bald spots because I didn't know that I was a stemmer, and I would do this and this, all the time and twirl my hair, and then I would pick and pull my hair out to the point where I had a whole bunch of, bald spots on the top of my head. And so at that time, I decided, I'm going to see if I can go natural and see if I can try to grow my hair back, And so it was then that I decided to stop putting heat in my hair and, start taking care of it. So I big chopped it the whole 9 yards. But let's talk about the impulsivity of the products, because I'm sorry, I've got my mirror right here and my hair clips over there. And so what I was doing, what's going on back here? Hang on. I can't see. So what I was doing is I was getting caught up in all of the hair content, and I'm like, oh my God, well, I need this and I need that, and do I do LOC, liquid oil cream? Do I do LCO, liquid cream oil? Do I need creams? Do I need oils? Do I need gels? Do I need a pudding? Do I need custard? So I bought it all, you guys. I bought it all, and I ended up with so much product that didn't work, and I was mad at myself, and I'm like, you guys, I've got so much product I've got to work through. I'm working through my stash right now and thinking to myself, what have I done? I had so much product that didn't work that I gave like half of it out to my grandkids, the other half out, to all of my cousins. I'm shipping and mailing out hair product all over the country because I can't seem to, get my shopping under control. And and then it just became this big, huge thing and this big, huge embarrassment. But then at the same time, you guys, if you are relatively new, or if your hair's not doing exactly the things that you want, you do have to experiment, to see what works best for you, because you don't know what works unless you try it, right? But at the same time, you guys, it can be done so much more simple. And so what I'm noticing now that I've been dealing with my natural hair for 3 years now is I need a good shampoo, a good rinse out conditioner, and I use Nexus. I don't use any of that other expensive stuff. I use Nexus, and I buy it in the 32 ounce. It's going to last me for the whole year, right? I have one deep conditioner that I use once a month, and then I have my products that I'm trying to cycle through. So this week I'm going to be using my Nature's Little Secret banana leave-in. I'm going to be using that, and this Weedad. And and look, my big thing, that Weedad, I mean, it was expensive, you guys. I sit there, and this is what I'm detangling with again this week. I'm going to try the oil again. It worked out really well last week. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, why did I order all of this expensive, stuff? And, why did I think I needed it? And I'm a creature of habit. I need routine. And I need routine even with, things that I buy. Like, I've bought the same toilet paper for 20 years, the same toothpaste, the same deodorant. I mean, I am a creature of habit and routine. And if that routine, breaks into something else, then it just becomes so overwhelming. And then it's not effective for me. And so part of me is like, you know, do I need to, first off, you know, simplify things? That was the first order of, you know, that was the first order of business, was to how can I make my hair care easier? I already struggle with self-care, so what can I do to make it easy? Well, first off, you know how the past 2 weeks I've been just really stressing out because I'm like, I want to start at 9:30, and it would be 10:30 or 11:30. I could never start at 9:30. So today I'm like, why am I stressing myself out over that? Like, for what? It's 11:15. Who cares? Like, really, who cares? I do my hair on Sundays, and so who cares? And so, you know, trying to just figure out, you know, the easier way to do things for us. And I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm looking in my monitor, I'm looking here, and I'm looking over here. I'm all over the place. But, you know, I sit there and I'm like, I really just need simplicity, you know, in my life, and figuring out a way to, you know, to get routine, you know, back into my life. And, you know, I never realized until I stopped working how important just regular mundane routine things are for me. I had no idea, because I'm so used to being all over the place, and you know, I'm so used to not having a lot of things mesh or make sense, that, you know, I would just keep pushing through without realizing that, you know, maybe all I need to do is just like slow down and you know, not stress myself out so much. And it's something that sounds easy to do, but it isn't. And so, oh, you guys, I'm telling you, leaving my hair in twists and then using this oil to go through my hair first and then twisting it up for wash day, oh, man, I'm so glad I'm doing this with you guys, because I'm learning so much, you know, about myself, you know, while I'm going through this. And then, my usual, we're gonna put this on, and then we're gonna twist it up and get my hair out of the way, because we know it likes to tangle on itself. And we want to, one of the things I don't like doing is doing things twice. I want to do it right the first time. So I prefer to take my time and do it right the first time. And, you know, that's another thing I used to get kind of reprimanded for at work. They'd be like, oh, well, you know, you need to do the job this way, and, you know, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but this way's easier. I mean, don't you want to work smart, not hard? And literally, you guys, I can't tell you how many times they're like, you know, whoa, that's a lazy mindset, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking to myself, lazy mindset? So when did it become a thing that it's lazy by working smart, not hard? Have you guys run into that at all? And so I'm really sitting here wondering, you know, I don't even understand what that means. And then you guys know, after I detangle, I put my pre-shampoo on and I twist it up so it stays tangle free for me, and it just makes my life so much easier. You guys, look how quick that was. I'm digging this. I really am. And so anyway, I lost my concentration again, which I always do. But anyway, I think I was talking about, you know, just working smart, not hard. But the thing we get into, though, is when you're trying to take care of your hair and you're not sure how to take care of your hair. I mean, let's face it, I never knew how to take care of my hair. Like I said last week, everybody in my life, you know, they wore, you know, wigs and weaves their whole life. I never saw, you know, anybody with their natural hair. You know, I still don't, actually. And so I took that theory of work smart, not hard, And I'm like, how can I put that into my hair care so I can be successful with my hair care? And so I decided to just go back to basics. And what I did was the hair content that I watched, I was letting it overwhelm me. And so I came at it with a different mindset. I'm like, I'm not going to let hair content overwhelm me. I'm not going to look at what they're using per se. I'm going to listen to what they're saying. And, what techniques are they using? And, what tips are they, are they sharing? What little pieces of, tea are they dropping, so to speak. And so I started doing that. And once I realized that it's not about necessarily the products that you're using, but about your technique, it kind of changed the game for me. And so another thing that I noticed when I first started going natural is all of the products that I bought. It's embarrassing how much I bought, but then at the same time, how are you going to know what works if you don't buy it? And so I stopped beating myself up over it, and I started going, let me revisit a lot of the products that I do have. Let me work through my stash, and let me do it systematically so I can see what type of products that my hair does like. So once I slowed down that process and I just started listening more to my hair, once I realized that my hair has a soft curl, very frizz prone, very dry, very high porosity, my hair can get wet super, super quick, but it dries out just as quick. As soon as the air hits it, it's dry. Once I figured out those sorts of things, I'm like, okay, so need to wash my hair once a week. What's that going to look like? Okay, my hair's soft. I can't just throw a cream in my hair because I need hold. My soft hair absolutely needs hold. It can't just be out there, just free and reckless, you know what I mean? And so once I figured that out and figured out that, my hair needs a gel. And so now no matter what I put on my hair, I have either like a base gel and then a stronger topper gel, or what I prefer to do since my hair is so dry is I prefer to use like a creamy leave-in, like some sort of leave-in conditioner. And then even if I do put a cream on top, then I'm definitely going to put a gel, unless it's a holding agent that's kind of like a one and done. Like my Pearly Braid Out Glaze from Main Choice, I don't have to add, a gel with that. It holds on its own, which is why I love it so much, because I don't have to use so much product in my hair. And so I'm finding out that I really appreciate that. But getting back to just, the impulsivity of the things we do, if you're finding yourself being impulsive with hair products right now, try not to beat yourself up over it, because it's kind of a necessary evil. And, the one thing that I'm kind of regretting about it right now is now that I know my hair and I know what my hair likes, and it's like, man, there's some products out there I would really like to try, but I don't need it. I've got so much product that works, and I don't need it. And, I sit here and I'm laughing at myself, but I really mean it. It's like, man, I want to try that mousse, or I want to try this thing. And, and so I've decided I love using mousse. That's what I ended up putting in my hair last week when I had to redo my hair, is I just put in my mousse, and then I put in my Uncle Funky's, and then I just twisted it up and left it until today. So what I'm going to do is, I love mousse, so once my mousse is gone, then I can buy another mousse. And so what I've done is I've stopped buying hair products until that hair product has run out. Like, if I want to try another new leave-in conditioner, you guys, I have like 5 I have to use up first. And then my favorite leave-in, I bought a gallon of it, Yeah, a whole gallon. I don't know how long it's going to take me to use that up, so I'm not going to be buying any. I'm not going to be buying any leave-in conditioner for a while, and that makes me so sad now because it's like, man, you know, every now and then, you know, I just want to buy just a little something just to give my dopamine, you know, just a little bit of a rush, but apparently that's not going to happen. So, you know, there's that. And what else do I want to talk about? Oh, yeah, you guys, working smart, not hard. That's what I was talking about earlier. And so, one of the things I'm finding is making doing my hair so much easier. First off, is doing this body doubling. I love sitting here just running my mouth doing my hair. And, you know, eventually, hopefully, some of you will find me and we'll be able to hang out together. But actually, it's kind of weird because I'm kind of just hanging out with myself right now, and I'm okay with that. Is that weird? Is that weird? I like hanging out with myself. I mean, I want viewers and stuff like that and subscribers, you know, and if you're here and give me some ideas on what you'd like to see or what you'd like to talk about, or if you know anybody that's neurodivergent and struggles to do their hair, tell them about my channel and have them stop by. I'm going to try to, you know, upload a video every Sunday, you know, and everything like that. So, you know, we can just sit here and yap and do our hair together. I mean, it doesn't even have to be anything, you know, formal or anything like that. Shit, have me on in the background, just running my mouth, you know, or whatever. And then, you know, just do your thing. But, you know, don't let hair content get you, you know, all, you know, in a bother, because, man, I'm going to tell you, I was so stressed out. Oh my God, I was so stressed out, and I was like, I gotta be perfect. I gotta figure this out, and, you know, yada, 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 and you know, what am I gonna do? And then I thought, oh, you guys, I stressed out for a whole year. This was before I knew I had ADHD, mind you, and I couldn't figure out, why am I running so rich? Why am I so frustrated? Why am I so angry? Why am I buying so much shit? Why am I talking about my hair every day, all day, for an entire year? Why didn't my husband just, like, he's a saint. My husband is a saint. I had no idea what was going on. I couldn't stop myself. I kept yapping and yapping and yapping. You guys, I couldn't stop myself. And I don't know, are any of you, like, late diagnosed, you know, autistic or ADHD out there? I mean, when you found out that you were neurodivergent, or even if you don't have a formal diagnosis, did you start doing your research and you're like, man, you know, I run a bit different than a lot of other people? Did you do that? Did it dawn on you that you might be running a little bit different than like your friends or maybe some of your family or whatever? You know, that people look at you like you had, you know, extra eyeballs in your forehead? If so, you might be autistic or ADHD. I'm just saying. Maybe, maybe not. But, you know, think about what all of that means. And think about how we need routine to get through things. And that, you guys, that's something I never realized, that I rely so heavily on routine. And if my routine gets messed up, it ruins my whole day. So right now I'm working with my therapist to try to, you know, I don't know, make a checklist or whatever with my routine. And I told her, I said, well, it's so silly for me to make a checklist for my routine and then check off that I did it. And she's like, well, no, she goes, it's not silly, because she goes, it's causing you, you know, it's causing you stress and ruining the rest of your day. And she goes, and that shouldn't happen. She goes, you know, people use lists all the time. She goes, just use it and, you know, and see if that helps you, and work on, you know, not letting it ruin your whole day. And that was the problem for me. And I'm like, man, you know, I'm telling you, as I'm learning about my ADHD and all the idiosyncrasies that go with it, I'm like, man, some things make so much sense. What is going on here, you guys? Hang on. I'm like, you know, what is... what is all these weird things that I'm doing that I have, like, no control over? And my therapist, I love her so much. She's like, well, she goes, it's all a process. And she goes, and sometimes you just have to let the process work itself out. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't understand. But anyway, let's work smart, not hard together, you guys. And, like I said, something so simple for me, is just being able to just sit here and run my mouth and feel like I've got some kind of camaraderie out there, and, that I'm the weirdo, but I'm not alone type weirdo. And I say that so lovingly because honestly, before I knew I was, a little different, I used to love collecting people. It was really hard for me to make friends and stuff like that. I mean, I still have my original friends that I met in like 3rd and 4th grade, and I'm good with that, I've got a few people and a few loves I've picked up along the way, but, my mainstay foundational friends, have always just been there for me, and, and everything like that. And, and it's so funny because we talk about things now that we know I'm ADHD, and that was one of the things they liked about me too, is I was so random granny, and I was so off the wall, and I would say things that were on my mind, and they would be like, oh my God, I can't believe she said that, that's so awesome. And and me just thinking, doesn't everybody do that? Doesn't everybody, like, no. Not everybody does what I do. And, it used to bother me back when I didn't even know I had ADHD, but I knew something was different about me. I knew I was different. But I thought, man, I'm a lucky one. There's something really special about me going on. And oh, sorry. Squirrel. I have a knot, so hang on here. And, if you guys were here for my first one, all the knots I had, hasn't this just been like super, super dreamy? I mean, I was thinking I was going to be sitting here like an hour while I'm talking. And honestly, when I concentrate on doing my hair, it takes me like only half an hour, and I'm almost half an hour in right now. And you guys, when I tell you, and you've just got to do this little step here, and just sitting here just doing your detangling makes so much of a difference in your wash day. And for me, sometimes if I don't feel like doing my hair, I'll just twist it up like this, and then I'll just put it up and put it away, or whatever, and then get to it when I get to it, and I've stopped stressing myself out over over how I'm going to get my hair done today. And so now the thing that I stress out over mostly is, how am I going to work through my stash? I've got so much stuff. Maybe I'll do an extra video that's not detangling, and like maybe I can find all my stuff. I think I've talked about it before, but I really want to do that and see if I can find it. You guys, once again, I was all over the place. I have notes, and as you can tell, they do me no good. This is how I used to be at my jobs. Have notes, follow the notes, right? Doesn't work that way for me. I don't understand it. My medication has kicked in. Like I said, this medication that I'm on right now is not very effective. I'm still kind of all over the place, but at least it cranks up my energy a little bit. But I think it's that energy that also cranks up my anxiety and cranks up my anger. It's like the component that's supposed to be in my medication that makes me like calm and makes me like focus and makes me like, be able to like do stuff. It's like that's missing out of it. And all that's left behind is just full crank you know, and I'm just all over the place, and you know, I'm impulsive and angry and flying off at the handle and doing stuff like that, which I was gonna say, which is not like me, but that's a lie. That's absolutely me. So anyway, I'm done, and I am going to figure out what I want to use in my hair. I'm pretty sure I'm going with that. I'm like, I don't know, 90% sure. But being the impulsive person I am, it might change. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you're enjoying this yapping and just blah, blah, just, you know, talking and sitting there and doing your hair. And you guys, take frequent breaks. I usually have to break like every 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. And I'm right at 27 minutes now. And so I'm starting to get antsy, and it's time for me to start, you know, moving and take a break. And so this is actually pretty perfect. But I hope you're enjoying this. And as we're sitting here doing our hair together and body doubling together, take a lot of breaks. And make sure you have your water, because I suck at that. Drink plenty of water. Don't be so hard on yourself. And stop and start this video as many times as it takes. Go back and watch old ones. Have me on in the background, you know, just yapping and talking, you know, while you're working on your hair or while you're doing something else. I mean, you know, I'm here to keep you company. And I'm here to keep myself company, because like I said, I'm my own best company for me, because I understand me better than anybody. And I enjoy my company, and I enjoy my conversation. So anyway, I want you guys to have a great week. I will see you next Sunday. And don't be so hard on yourself, and don't get overwhelmed by all the hair content out there. Do you. And if you have any questions about your hair, drop me a comment down below. I've been doing this for 3 years now, so I know a little bit. Not a lot, but enough to be dangerous. So let's be dangerous together. See you next week.